Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Fabulous. And the crowd goes wild. Good morning. Okay, how's everybody's year been? This is the part where you guys are supposed to answer. I know some of you did. Give me so what I want you to do, I want you to chat in on the chat. Just give me a quick chat, 1 word, 2 words with how your year has been and how you would like it to end. So just give me a chat in there and just throw 1 or 2 words in there and just let me know how your year is, how your year's been, just so we can get some feedback. So let's go ahead and jump in. We'll get some housekeeping done. Got a lot going on. There's been a lot happening over the last week or so. There's been a lot happening over the last week, 2 weeks, a lot happening going into the next week. So I just want to get everybody caught up on that before we get into our topics today. There's a reverse mortgage class this Thursday. There was an email sent out for that. If you RSVP'd, we'll have that class on Thursday at 11. It will be on Zoom. I will be sending out an invite for that meeting just before it comes on. It'll be in this same personal meeting room for my meeting room on Zoom. So we will be broadcast, but Encompass Mortgage is going to provide lunch. So they have lunch coming at about noon. They're going to do a class from about 11 to noon teaching about reverse mortgages. I do not know enough about them to be able to talk knowledgeably on them. So it's going to be a lot of good information for me as well. So I will plan on being there in the room. If you come in the room, they will have lunch as well. They're going to be bringing lunch for about 20 to 25 people. We've got about 20 RSVPs. So if you still have that calendar invite you'd like to come, please click on the yes for the calendar invite if you'd like to show up in person. All right. So there's from what Tom with Encompass Mortgage and Dell with Encompass Mortgage are telling us, there's a lot of great information with reverse mortgages and a great tool that you can use to help get listings and get buyers under contract. So definitely, if you don't know anything about that, let's show up on Thursday for that. Some great info here, man. I just wanted to share this photo. You guys did an awesome job helping to fill this food pantry up. So I had to make 2 trips with my truck to deliver food. You guys brought so much food. So just so you can see this photo, what's on the floor, like this box, this big box in the back, except for the red bin there, all of this food on the floor, plus a couple bags over here that I couldn't get, was what I dropped off on Monday morning. But on Friday, I dropped off that much plus some. So my truck wasn't as full Monday. It was much more full on Friday. So I brought at least this much. We covered this whole floor on Friday when I dropped food off. So just imagine how empty these shelves would have been if we did not bring in 2 full pickup trucks, the bed of the truck, the backseat of the truck full of food. You guys made such a difference in some children's lives for these next couple weeks. And I just want to say thank you very much for that. The teachers, the principal, everyone there was so entirely grateful for everything that we did. And it was just an amazing feeling to be able to bring that to them and bring that joy to them. So thank you so much. When we first started this, there was where the water was, there was a box of, there was a bag full of like 10 boxes of cereal. There was a couple things over here and a couple things up there. The shelves were empty. There was nothing in there. Nothing in there. It's unreal, unbelievable. Now, this is something that we can really take on as a company throughout the year. There's times like spring break, there's summer breaks, there's all of that holiday breaks where things happen where they need help. So again, thank you so much for everything that you guys did. It meant a lot to me that you guys showed up and showed out like that. So thank you so much. Toys for Tots, same thing. You guys, awesome. Thank you so much again. Let's just show you a few pictures for those of you that didn't come. Santa was here. So Santa showed up and got some pictures with some kids. We filled up like about 5 or 6 trucks inside and outside full of bikes. We had about 45 or 46 bikes that we brought over, plus all the boxes of toys. And so we had a great time full of, there's a lot of cars that showed up too. So there's probably at least 20 to 25 cars and trucks that were there. So great job, everybody. Again, you guys did an amazing job. We got a little toy thief there trying to take a toy. I had to check his pockets before I put him back in the truck. So you guys, again, thank you so much. The secret to living is giving. If you're not giving, you're not fully growing. And if you're not growing, you're dying. Like the two needs that really fulfill us as individuals and as people is the need to give and the need to grow. And I want to be able to bring you opportunities to engage and to be able to give, because it means so much, not only to the people that you're helping, but to you as a person, to know that you made that kind of a difference in not just another person, but a child, a completely innocent child. You made an amazing difference in their life. So thank you again for all of that. We did the backstage tour of the Manatee Viewing Center, and Jimmy put together a quick little video for those of you who missed it.
All in the same boat, fishing in the same hole, wonder where the same time goes. Money too, trying to fix the same broke hearts, wishing on the same stars. We all hoping hope floats.
So just a quick, short little video, just to give you a little bit of info. I think it's so important to know what's going on around your community. You can see the power plant from 75. So everybody, I remember when I was 17, 18 years old, I started at USF, and my family lived in Port Charlotte, and I would drive back and forth on weekends. And I always knew when I was getting to about 15 minutes, 20 minutes away from school, because we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have GPSs on your phones and all that. So I used landmarks, power plant, power stacks, smokestacks. I had no idea what they were. I just knew there was a power plant there, and it was just a landmark for me. So I knew about that, but I had no idea about anything else around here. So if I was doing that as somebody who wasn't familiar with the area, plenty of other people are too. Your buyers are, your sellers are. Their initial thought, their initial view is they see that off the highway, and what do a lot of people ask you? What's going on with that? They ask you some questions. If you have some information to give them, no, you wouldn't believe what the Fish and Wildlife, TICO, and the Florida Aquarium, University of Florida are doing over there. There's over, was it like 400 acres, 500 acres worth of conservation. There's a sea turtle refuge. They're building and creating a fish hatchery to be able to release 400,000 to 500,000 fish every year to help the economy, to help the environment. That's the other E word I'm looking for, the environment. So they're doing a lot of amazing things. Walking trails. There's the Manatee Center. And for us to be able to tell that, and then right across the street, there is hundreds of acres of solar panels that were put in to also help the environment. So there's a lot of great value that you can provide to be able to give people that information. I think it's imperative to know those things. I thank you. We had about 22 to 25 people show up and go through that. So if you're not engaging with all of the things that we're doing, please start. Please, there's a lot of stuff that we're trying to do to try and get you more involved with the office, get you more involved with the community, get you more involved with your people, with your business. So give that an opportunity and start showing up and showing out and doing some more. So I'm going to jump in. I'm going to do a quick recap of vision boards, because we had quite a few people in here, but I know there definitely wasn't all 25 of you online. And if you're going to do some work for the end of the year, I'd love for you to create a vision board. Vision is absolutely key to getting the things that you want, because if you don't know what you want, how will you ever know if you get there? How do you know where to start? How do you know when to stop? How do you know what direction to go in if you don't have a clear vision of what it is that you're after, if you don't have that goal? And then you have to revisit it daily. Every single day you should be revisiting that, because there's a part of your brain here called the reticular activating system that its sole purpose is to filter out the things that are not important to you. So what is that predicated upon? You telling your brain what's important to you. And how do you do that? How do you do that right now? How do you tell your brain what's important to you? Repetition. Remind yourself, that's how you tell yourself what's important to you. You remind yourself, but what inevitably is happening? Are you really reminding yourself of every single thing that's absolutely important to you? Getting my goals, telling my family that I love them, hugging them every day, paying attention to all of the things going on around me so I don't an opportunity to help, an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to give, an opportunity to earn. Are you really reminding yourself of those things every day? What are you really reminding yourself of every day by your repetition and habits? All the shit you have to be stressed out about, all the little problems, all the little things, the traffic, the thing on the news, the radio station, my Wi-Fi doesn't work, my deal is canceling, my buyer can't find a contract, my kid won't stop screaming, there's a mess at my house, I didn't do this, I didn't. Those are the things that we're reminding ourselves of every day. And when those things are ping-ponging around in your brain, you leave no room for creativity. You leave no room for direction. You leave no room for action. You leave no room for those things. So what we did in a vision board was to sit down and just to refocus your energy, refocus your thoughts, refocus your compassion, your emotion, your body, your focus, and try and get you thinking on the things that are absolutely important to you and connecting to them before we started the vision board. Because when you start doing a vision board, should I start doing it from a point of confusion and habitual repetition of all the BS that's happening on the stress and the problems and the issues while I try and create my ultimate amazing 5-year plan life? Or should I do it from a point of absolute clarity where I feel wonderfully certain about what my outcome is going to be because I have passion, I have heart, I have focus, and I've used all the tools that I have to connect to those things? So those are the reasons that I do these classes, to try and help give you some triggers, number one, but help to redirect your thoughts, clear your brain of where you're at, and help redirect those thoughts to keep you focused on the things that you want. So I would encourage you, whenever we do some classes like this, I would encourage you to show up, because it's going to help give you a little bit of a push in the right direction and a reminder. And then we're going to try to continue to do things like that. So just to remind you again of focusing on what's important to you, telling your brain what's important to you daily. A vision board is great for that. But then we did an exercise that's a priming exercise to prime our brain, to prime our body, to prime our emotions for those positive things, for those outcomes that we want, instead of rolling over, picking up this little black box, typing on Instagram, Facebook, email, text messages, and be primed by all of the information that's on there. Because what's inevitably the first story you're going to see on Facebook? And then the next ad you're going to see on Instagram. And then the next email you're going to get from somebody else. And then sooner or later, all of a sudden, now you are primed, but you've been primed. You are no longer creating your life. You are the manager of your circumstances around you. And you can't understand why you're so frustrated and you haven't got your goals and you haven't done the things you wanted to do because you haven't made the commitment to fill yourself up with the things that you need. So a vision board is a great way to do that and to continually remind yourself to view those things, but it makes us stronger if we can get some emotion attached to it. So I'm just going to rehash a few things. For those of you that were there, thank you for coming. For those that you weren't, I'm going to rehash a few things from there just to remind you of the power of vision. Let's do this. Everybody stand up. Everybody up. Everybody up. Everybody up. Everybody up. Everybody up. If you're sitting, I know your camera's not on, but I still see you. Stand up. I see you. Stand up. Unless you puke, faint, or die, keep going. Great. I love that shirt. All right, stand up. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to stand up, put your feet about shoulder width apart. All right. Make sure you're not anywhere close to your neighbor because you might hit them if you do this the wrong way. So you're good. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to stand up. I want you to take your pointer finger. I want you to point straight forward. And on the count of 3, I want you to turn around. This is demonstration. I said on the count of 3, this is demonstration. Don't do it yet. I want you to turn around as far as you could possibly go and point. Okay? As far as you could possibly go, keeping your feet planted on the ground, turn around and point. Ready? I didn't count to 3 yet. God, she's so ambitious. Ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, turn. As far as you can go. All right. Now make a mental note of what you just pointed at. Okay. Make a mental note. You're supposed to go the other way. So if it's your right arm, you're going to turn to the right. Make a mental note of how far you turn. All right. Now here's what I want you to do. You're going to stay standing. I want you to close your eyes. Again, I see you at home. I see you in the office. Stay standing and close your eyes. Now I want you to envision yourself pointing forward. And now I want you to envision yourself turning and turning and turning in the same direction, but as far as you possibly can go, further than you just went, so far that your feet are about to come off the ground and you turn around and you're almost facing back forward. Envision it, see it going as far as you can, straining, stretching, pushing, pointing as far as you possibly can. All right, see it? See yourself doing that? All right, open your eyes. Now I want you to do it again. I want you to point forward. I want you to go back and turn and point again as far as you possibly can, as far as you can, as far as you can, as far as you can. Who pointed further the second time? Who pointed further the second time? You can comment yes, because I know everybody online. Comment and chat yes, because I know everybody online did it at home. So comment yes if you did. You can sit down. Thank you very much. What was the difference? What was the difference? Motivation? BS. Motivation is like a bath. You should get some every day. I could see it. You closed your eyes. You created an outcome. You envisioned it as possible. You visited it for a moment and saw yourself doing it. And then you went and did it. Now, you also were held accountable by somebody in the front of the room and everybody else doing that. That's another little part of it. But the key part is the vision. You saw it happening and you did it. And you had that motivation of the vision that kept pushing you to go a little bit further. I know I could do further. But if you don't have those goals and you don't have that vision, how do you know you can always push a little bit further, do a little bit more? Okay? Exactly. Now, so if anybody still needs the chiropractic appointment, send me their number. I'll make a call for you. Get you in this afternoon if you need an adjustment. So I'm sorry. You'll be fine. You'll make it. I know I pulled something. Okay, so that's the difference of vision. Let me tell you about some basketball players too. They took 3 groups. They wanted to see what the power of vision is for these basketball players. 3 groups. They separated them out. They're all basketball players. One group is a set of basketball players. They gave them a basketball and said, you're going to shoot free throws for 20 minutes a day. Give you the ball, shoot free throws 20 minutes a day. That's what you're going to do. That's your practice for the next 21 days. Then the next group, they took the basketball away and said, you're not going to shoot baskets. You are going to envision yourself shooting those baskets, shooting free throws. You're going to envision, just close your eyes, go through the motions. Don't touch a basketball. Go through the motions, see it going in, picture the sound, envision the swish of it going through. And I want you to do that. You're going to do that for 21 days. And then the third group, they took the ball away. They took everything. They said, you don't get to play basketball. You don't get to do anything. You're going to do nothing different. You're just going to stay home. At the end of the experiment, the group that did not touch a basketball had no improvement whatsoever. They didn't improve on their free throws. That's no wonder. The group that touched the basketball, their free throw percentage increased by about 23%. Guess how well the group who did not touch a basketball did? Did not touch the ball. The group with the ball increased by 23%. The group who did not touch the basketball but envisioned the shots going in every single day increased by 21%. They didn't touch a ball. All they did was envision it. And they made them revisit it every single day. Tell your brain and your body what's important to you. Going through the motor neurological motions of doing it, seeing it, feeling it, hearing it. All of those things are very powerful. The same thing happens when you're working out. They took 2 groups of people. They took one group and they gave them like an exercise band, had them pulling on this exercise band in spring. They're going to do this for about 20, 30 minutes a day. They did it for 30 days. They pull on it and they're pulling and they're working out. They're holding on to the spring and they're pulling. The next group, they said, you're not going to touch a spring or a band, but what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes every time you do it. I want you to envision your muscles getting stronger. And I want you to say out loud as you're envisioning and feeling it, harder, stronger, harder, stronger, harder, stronger. Did the same amount of motions as the people who actually touched the weight bands and the springs there. At the end of the experiment, the people who touched the weights, their muscle strength increased by about 22%. The group who touched nothing increased by 20%. Touched nothing. No weights, no springs, nothing. Didn't touch a thing. All they did was move their hands and their arms and think and envision that it was getting harder and stronger. So who here doesn't go to the gym and still has an excuse as why you're not in shape. You can sit your behinds at home and just do that, thinking and envisioning harder, stronger. Hard. Now, I must warn you. No, I can't do that. I must warn you, if you're sitting on your couch saying harder, stronger, and somebody walks in, they might have a little bit of a thought about you. What in the heck are you doing? So you may want to tell them what you're doing before you do it. I don't know where this stuff. Yeah, I don't know where this stuff comes from. It's up here. It just has to come out, or else it'll stay there. So your brain doesn't know the difference between what you vividly imagine and it's actually real. We went through some exercises before showing you that, having you envision that. Your brain does not understand. It doesn't. If I ask you to close your eyes, we won't, just short on time, we'll make this a little quicker. If I ask you to close your eyes and think of a time that you were upset, disappointed, depressed, upset with your actions, I didn't do the things I said I was going to do. If I asked you to think on that, close your eyes and remember a specific time in your life when that happened, when you were disappointed because you didn't get the deal, didn't get the car, didn't get to see a loved one, your family, spouse, whatever that was, and you were so disappointed, could you close your eyes and feel that feeling? If I asked you to do that, you would recreate that feeling. The specific action is not happening right now, yet your body and your brain recreated that circumstance and created a feeling to the point of a physical response where your heart started fluttering, your stomach dropped, you started sweating, you were shaking, maybe tears come to your eyes. Your body has a physical reaction to it. It didn't happen. The brain doesn't know the difference. The body doesn't know the difference. What you think about, you bring about. So the keys to this are having a clear vision with an emotional connection to that, and then revisiting it daily. So creating the outcome, creating that vision, seeing it, feeling it, seeing it is already done, and then revisiting it daily and taking action right from there. So just think of those things. I had one other thing I wanted to go on here. Then the key to having the support, I talked about the high five habit. There's a book from Mel Robbins called The High Five Habit. I talked about that about a couple months ago. There is scientific proof that a high five will actually increase hormones in your body and give your brain a different perspective and focus and cause you to be more likely to take action. Scientific proof. Because all of your life, what does this mean? It means job well done. Congratulations, go for it. So there's a group of people who decided a college that wanted to do a study. If high fives and connections are the key, and it actually has a neurological effect inside of us and a hormonal effect inside of us to cause us to take stronger action, I wonder how far that goes. They watched the NBA preseason games. And based on how much contact a team had with each other, how many high fives, how many pats on the behind, how many handshakes, fist bumps, hugs, how much connection they had with each other, how much encouraging connection they had with each other, support they had with each other, they determined who would be in the top 5 and who would be in the bottom 5 in the NBA. 4 out of the 5 teams they determined to be in the top 5 were all in the top 5. All 5 of the teams they said would be in the bottom were in the bottom. And what all they did was say, who touches the most? Who high fives the most, shakes the most, pats the most, hugs the most, supports the most. And the team that did that the most, that high five, supported, gave the hugs, did all those things the most, was in the top 5. 4 out of the top 5 teams did that. And the ones who did not show that support, who did not have that camaraderie, did not create that community, were in the bottom 5. That's why I ask you to show up for these things. That's why I ask you to get your butt into the offices, because there's a lot of support here. There's a lot of proximal relationships that can be communicated, and those are the things that can help make a difference, especially if you need that little bit of a push to that next level. So let me go back and we'll finish off with this for you today. Jimmy asked me to share this. This is for this week. This is everything going on this week. Today, we have our meeting. For those of you who haven't read your emails, we are doing a spirit week. So dress in a different theme every day. Today is 80s or workout day, or 80s workout day. I wasn't sure if there was a comma or a semicolon there, but it's 80s or workout day. What? It's 80s or workout day. Rock out in your best 80s gear. Tomorrow is PJ day, in the office. So if you come to the office, wear them or bring them. Then Thursday is the reverse mortgage class. And then we have dress like your favorite superhero or ugly sweater day, or your favorite superhero wearing an ugly sweater, whatever you want. And then Friday is our holiday potluck. So we're doing the holiday potluck. This is basically our little holiday get together for all of the offices. It'll be over here in this office because of the space to be able to house that many people from 2 to 5. And then your spirit weekdays for the Grinch or a holiday theme. So that's where I'm going to wear my. You have a question? I'm going to show that to you here next. So.
No one can love me better.
Whoops. There you go. The list, here's what people have already signed up to bring so far. Dessert, sweet potato casserole, salad, pie, pecan pie, reindeer food, sweet potato casserole, vegan potatoes, lobster bisque, and a roast. Mr. Ray Monahan will grace us with some lobster bisque and a sirloin roast. I mean, if you were here last year, it's amazing. He's doing that. Caro's famous brie appetizer, dessert, and deviled egg. So as you can see, there's a lot of dessert. We could always use a couple. Put it on the list. Go in the drive, put it on the list. That way we know if there's going to be a lot of food. We don't need to continue to bring more, but I would say maybe like a couple little snack appetizer thing, like a chip salsa chip dip. Just put it on the list. That way you claim it. And then like either like a main type dish if somebody wants to make a little, I don't know, pasta, ham, turkey, whatever. Green eggs and ham, whatever. And then lastly, you also, this was all in that email that Jimmy sent out. So pay attention to the emails that come out. We're not trying to bombard you with them, but there's a lot going on. So we're trying to keep everything up to date and show you what's going on. You have those opportunities to get re-engaged. So with that being said, that's it. I know we went over time a little bit. I appreciate you all hanging in there. I hope you guys have an amazing Tuesday. Please show up to all the things that we got going on. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us, and we will talk with you all soon.